Salute. The New York streets are buzzing. Right now, the New York Knicks pulled out a statement win against the Brooklyn Nets. The THRASH the Nets tonight. We're here to talk about it. Huge performance from Jalen Brunson, 40 piece. His 15th 30-point game of the season. Josh Hart is a New York Knick, here to stay. Showed out with 27 points. Him and Quickly looked deadly off the bench. Julius Randle chipped in with 18. We're here to talk about it. Salute to the chat. Salute to the best fan base in the streets. Shout out Replay Gang. Let's talk about this big win tonight. And it was tough early on. Let's go. Big win at MSG, taking care of business. 106-124. The New York Knicks took over in the second half. It was beautiful to see Josh Hart now absolutely show out. You know, his first debut game went like a dream. Tonight, man, was like ×2. Showed out off the bench with 27, hit 4 of 6 from 3. But Jalen Brunson, man, just took over this game like an all-star takes over a game right now. Julius Randle, great game as well, chipped in with 18 points. And Quickly again, strong off the bench tonight. Yeah, Spencer Dinwiddie, he was on it. And the New York Knicks, had to battle. Obviously, the Brooklyn Nets came out well in the first quarter. They were doing their thing. And the New York Knicks, though, held on to a 6-point lead, 26-32 after one. And then Brooklyn Nets bounced back in the second, 35-26. Like I said, Spencer Dinwiddie, the Nick Nemesis, came out to play tonight. Brooklyn Nets, we had the first look at them. Rangy, defensive kind of team now with Lank, Dorian Finney-Smith, Mikal Bridges, Spencer Dinwiddie, Ben Simmons. A lot of length. Nick Claxton. And the Knicks, had to adjust in this one. But I thought it was, Brunson just wouldn't let the team lose this one. It was close for a half, and then we took over in the third, 22 points to 35. So hustle plays again, Josh Hart, but Jalen Brunson was just hitting nothing but net. Tonight you chalk that up to a great game, 40 points, right? Best player in New York right now, no doubt about it. No KD, no Kyrie. Jalen Brunson, man, he's ticked off. He ain't an all-star. And tonight he came out and showed why he should be selected. Man, should there be another injury and another spot. We even saw some garbage time. Evan Fournier getting in, as well as the New York Knicks closed it out. There was no cardiac Knicks tonight. 31-23 in the fourth. New York Knicks won points in the paint by 10 points, 36-46. And we won the fast break point, 7-10. And we had less turnovers, 8 turnovers to the Brooklyn Nets, 10. So yeah, the New York Knicks tightened the screws defensively. Brooklyn, as we know, they don't have those kind of offensive weapons, to keep up with the Knicks. It was tough early on, but the Knicks, hang in there, and Jalen Brunson just took over. Salute. The New York streets are buzzing, smashing that like button, right? Big win. The New York Knicks now go 5 games over 500, and a lot of results went the Knicks' way tonight. The Knicks are now 32-27. The Heat lost. The Hawks lost as well. And of course, we beat the Brooklyn Nets now, so we moved to only 2 games behind the Brooklyn Nets in 5th seed. They're at 33-24. New York Knicks 32-27. Like I said, a lot of results went tonight's way for the Knicks, with the Pacers losing, the Heat losing, and the Hawks losing as well. So New York, stand up. We're here to talk about it. Salute, Vaughn. How we feeling after that? Might have to make a strong play for Bridges this off-season. Get the Nova gang. It was going to be the Duke gang. Maybe we pivot. Ends up being the Nova gang, fam. But I'm glad, man, we have 2 of the best Nova guys in the game with that situation now. Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson, man, showing love to each other. The chemistry's there. It was just beautiful to see Josh Hart again have a fantastic game, but just show us why the New York Knicks gave up what they did, to get him in here, man. Efficiency, eating up the score sheet with 28 minutes. He was 10 of 14 and 4 of 6 from three. Man, he's not supposed to shoot the three ball like that. I'll take it. 3 of 4 from the line, and he pulled in 5 rebounds, so he's going to get better at that. 2 assists, a steal, only plus 25, 27 points. So tonight he did the scoring for the New York Knicks off the bench, man. He outscored quickly in the same amount of minutes. Again, hustle plays, knows where to be on the floor. Defensively, I didn't think even it was his best half in the first half. He was caught out of position a few times by Dinwiddie. But Josh Hart just showed his absolute value tonight, man. We'll be giving him his flowers tonight. Same as Jalen Brunson right now, man, in his 36 minutes. Which is, I was pleased. 36 minutes. Randall only played 32. With Hart and Quickly now both playing 28, that gives us a solid opportunity to give these guys some rest. Those guys could be our 6th and 7th starters, ladies and gentlemen. Josh Hart and Emmanuel Quickly could start on this team, and they're coming off the bench, giving us that kind of production. It ain't even fair up in here with that, man. I could get used to this thing. Of course, we beat a Brooklyn Nets. It's always great to finally end that streak now. And the New York Knicks have finally beaten Ben Simmons up in this thing now. That thing was long overdue. Continue to see the growth and toughness with these guys. Yeah, facts. Yeah, they're all buying in. I know Deuce McBride. We'll talk about him. He's going to lose out on some minutes, but yeah, it is what it is. I don't think he could be mad. No fan could be mad. We made an upgrade. It just is what it is. Deuce is going to get his shine. He's going to be needed. But for now, Josh Hart, man, he stepped up huge, Will. Huge, man. The Nova gang, Brunson and Hart, said, nah, this ends tonight, right now at MSG. No KD, no Kyrie. Get that trash out of here. Man, we took out the trash tonight. That was the Brooklyn Nets. The Nick Nemesis killer, Spencer Dinwiddie, tried his best. Also, give them some credit. They got Nick Claxton, Royce O'Neal. They usually, go off. But tonight, yeah, the Knicks were just way too strong, And you know what? It ain't been long, fam. It been long since we could get by with a cool, calm 18 points from Julius Randle. It was like, Julius Randle was just playing his role out there. At times I didn't even notice him out there. And that's what we want. We don't need to be relying on a Randle, situation. With that, we don't really need to be relying on a 30 piece all the time. Johnny, salute. Hey, what's up with iHeart even? Yeah, everyone picked up their play. You know what, iHeart, there was talk he was dealing with a Achilles, some kind of lower leg injury. Maybe that what was holding him back a little, but he's certainly come out playing his role, which is fantastic. Yes, who could forget, Ben Simmons, he's a role player right now. He's coming off the bench. The glass, he knows where to be. Plus 25 tonight in 27 and 27 points. But Jalen Brunson takes the game ball. Of course, 40 points. He sat some in garbage time, as we saw Fournier and we saw Deuce get in for 4 minutes apiece, which was great. 36 minutes for Brunson. Get him some rest now. We got one more game against the ATL on Wednesday, and we're going to get it. Then we get a nice 8-day break. Mitchell Robinson talks that he is practicing now. He's feeling a lot better. He's money making Mitch, and imagine when he gets back, just how scary this thing going to be for him, which is just it's going to go from strength to strength. This defense, what's good, almighty. Josh Hart taking hearts out from the Brooklyn Nets. Yeah, he's just that spark plug we've been needing, man. You know how the bench always kind of looks lax when Brunson and Randall sit, and the other team usually eats into our lead or they take over the game, and then we got to rush Brunson and Randall back in. No, no, that ain't happening no more. With Quickly and Hart, those two guys are like a sixth and seventh starter on a team, giving us that kind of crazy production. Plus 22 and plus 25, 14 and 27 points each. With that said, man, I really look forward to that. I'm really not. I know Hart's probably gonna force his way into the starting unit with this kind of play, but I'm not going to be mad if he continues to come off the bench. Grimes can start some, and we can just rotate them. We can rotate them. Heck, Barrett's going to lose out some minutes like he did tonight. No doubt that's going to be plenty to talk about with RJ Barrett only playing 24 minutes tonight. He was 2 of 8, missed all 3 3-pointers from deep. He pulled in a rebound, and he pulled in 5 personal fouls and 3 turnovers and 4 points. So yeah, Barrett didn't have it going tonight. I think that steal where he went isolation, got the ball stolen, was the final straw for tonight. For Tom Thibodeau, he rode the hotter hand tonight. But that just goes to show now that there's going to be a lot more pressure. Not just him, but Grimes as well. Salute Geraldine. RJ Barrett's going to face a bit more pressure now to earn more minutes. I don't think he's going to lose his starting spot, but 24 minutes. Yeah, like I said, if he doesn't have it going, he ain't going to finish the game. That's just the way it goes now, right? We're trying to make the 5th seed now. We're trying to go in this playoff run, right? No minutes should be promised now on this team, right? Just because you're the 3rd overall selection, whether even about Grimes, now we're trying to continue to develop Grimes, which is great. He's a big piece for the future of this club and all of that. But yeah, Josh Hart was starting on the Blazers, so it's no surprise to me if Josh ends up winning that starting spot, like Geraldine hits on as well. Yeah, he passes the eye test, doesn't he? He's just out there hustling, exactly what we need from a number 3 wearing the New York Knicks jersey, saluting to John Starks with that situation. But yeah, finally, this was no cardiac game. The Knicks' biggest lead was 25 points. We won the fast break points, finally. We won turnovers, 8-10. And we won points in the paint, 46-36. Now, we won the first quarter, lost the second, and then killed them in the second, in the third and the fourth as well to pull out the huge win. Yeah, he's that pit bull that we need. And it's going to be fun to continue to see him, go to that next step. But tonight, yeah, with Josh Hart's performance, Knicks are all heart. Hot start for Josh. Just 2 games in, crazy production, boosting the defense, the toughness, and depth off the bench, which is exactly what we needed to address, at the trade deadline. And we're here now, ladies and gentlemen. Give your thoughts out here. The chat is popping right now. Will says this makes RJ the new Evan from last year. Yeah, there's going to be nights where he's going to sit. Exactly, Will. Yep, 24 minutes tonight. Made a few mistakes, and he's sitting now. Obviously a 22-year-old, ain't a finished product. And I will say RJ Barrett needs to continue to develop. But when you're in your 4th year now, some clubs do start to run out of patience. It ain't just nothing to do with the New York Knicks. It could be any NBA franchise. A guy in his 4th year, right? And I'm not saying, benching him DNPs, but in terms of not producing, your minutes are going to get taken. Yeah, Johnny, great point. They look like they're having fun tonight. Yep. Hustling for each other, right? Exactly what we need. Because guys like Randall and Brunson put the ball in the bucket. We don't need them making hustle plays for all 48 minutes because they're going to be gassed. What we needed was some junkyard dogs to do the dirty work so that Brunson and Randall can be yeah, fresh when the ball needs to be put in the bucket. Some ball handling, some playmaking, some perimeter defense, and some shooting, man, tonight. 4 of 6 from three. Man, you can't make this up. Yeah, and sometimes, like Big Tar says, you need that nice shake up. There could be a bad shake up in the locker room, and there could be a healthy shake up. You know, dude's laxing a little bit. A guy comes in fresh, and it changes everything. Yep. Brunson is that pit bull. Should have been an all-star. Geraldine, completely agree. Let's hope there's still time, but let's see what happens with Jalen Brown. But in my eyes, Brunson's an all-star for this season, and he will be it one day. So I've kind of come to terms with the fact that we may not see Brunson in the All-Star game. But you know what? That's just going to light a fire under him like it has so far, and he's also going to get a nice break. So, you know, it sucks for the player. I would love to see JB get that accolade, but for the New York Knicks franchise, it's only going to be great that he's going to get a nice rest, I think. Yeah, it feels like Hart stole the show in a way. Game ball still to Brunson because he took over. But in terms of Josh just playing a nice role, like tonight, he was more than a role player. 27 points in 28 minutes. That's the kind of thing, again, we would expect or hope RJ Barrett to be giving this club in his fourth year. But tonight, yeah, he took his minutes. He took Deuce McBride's minutes. Evan Fournier is not going to get many minutes as well. We don't even need Derrick Rose if we're keeping it a buck. Uh, so yeah, let's see how this thing plays out. But like I said, the New York Knicks are 5 games over 500 now, and we're looking up. We're not looking down. We're only 2 games off the Brooklyn Nets. They're 33 and 24. The Knicks now are 32 and 27, and we're pushing the Heat on the Heat right now after they lost too. So they're 32 and 26. They're just a game ahead of the New York Knicks. We play ATL on Wednesday, and then we're ready for this nice break. And we'll look at the road ahead. We'll give out some grades tonight. Shout out to the chat. What's good, fam? Um, uh, Ardaman Singh, salute. Should have traded RJ Fournier and Rose. I think the RJ trade's going to be something bigger if it happens, and I think in the off season is when that might happen. Is a little bit easier to make those bigger deals. OG Anunoby's still there. Maybe the Knicks' interest in Zach LaVine is legit, but let's see. Yeah, Brunson's crazy efficiency. He gets wherever he wants to, man. You just have to admire that. Yeah, the shooting is lights out. Isolation play. Best player in New York right now. Sadiq would give us a bit more size, but I think for what we could do in this deadline, I like Josh Hart's addition. I really do. Buzzer salute, and yes, we pass on our condolences. We lost a legend, yeah, from D La Soul with that situation. So yeah, prayers up to the community, hip hop community, and the fam of that situation. But yeah, man, huge win tonight. It's finally good to break that streak against Brooklyn. It doesn't feel as good as it would without KD and Kyrie, but we finally beat Ben Simmons, so that's out the way. Now Ben Simmons looks like he's on the way out for me. But yeah, do you guys feel like Josh Hart is going to make his way into the starting unit at some point? with games like tonight, I mean, I could see it happening real soon. Queen's Place, salute. Nice win. Brunson and Hart showing that chemistry. But yeah, I was particularly looking out for the chemistry with Quickly and Hart too, because we know Hart is going to also stay on the floor when Brunson and Randall are probably out. So even if Hart is a starter, he's that guy that's still probably going to play with the bench unit just to give us that toughness and scoring as well. Um, yeah, in terms of what we're seeing tonight, the shooting, like if he can continue to uptick that shooting, come in at 30% from three, I think, but he has shot 34, I think, last season, and he has had a season shooting 37. So that's going to be key. That's going to be key. I love the way Josh Hart takes it down the lane and takes it all the way too. A guy that can keep his dribble and run the floor, run the break, along with Quickly. So we got one, Admiral salute. Yeah, we got one with Josh Hart, 27 years of age. He fits this team's DNA like a glove, man. He was locking guys down. Yeah, and like I said, picked up 4 or 5 steals in the last game. Tonight he only had one steal, but tonight he scored like a starting shooting guard. Man, insert that production into the starting unit, and we're deadly right now. I mean, a cool, calm 18 points from Randall with 10 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal, and a block, and one turnover only for Randall, and only one personal foul. He was 7 of 17 in 32 minutes, and 1 of 6 from three. So wasn't even one of Randall's best games of the season, but he just played his role and let Brunson take over, and Hart chipping in. And I will give out more flowers to Hartenstein too. He was a team high, plus 29 points, holding us down in Mitch's absence. Man, what a crazy turn of events. I think it was like 2 games after Mitch went down. I was screaming for us to sign a backup big man, and now it's like Mitch is almost ready to come back soon. We got the break, and we don't even need to sign another backup big man. So what a crazy turn of events. That has been in terms of Sims and Hart holding us down in Mitch's. Yep, Josh Hart, J Hart is here for the long term. I feel you, man. Um, yeah, I feel you. He was talking in his presser about like wanting to find a home. Like he's got a young one, he's got a bay, he's wanting to find himself a home for the future up in here. He's been on this is his fourth team, sixth coach. I mean, yeah, I think we made that trade to definitely keep Josh Hart in here. And like I said, not just the play, but chemistry of this team may have just gone up with Brunson now. Got another one of his guys. And we also talked about Mikal Bridges with that situation. So yeah, big win with garbage time even, but Brunson's 40 points stole the show, and Hart's 27 came in and did what we need, giving us that starting shooting guard output so that Grimes and RJ can develop along a bit slower if that happens, that continues. Like Will also agrees, all signs are pointing to Hart sticking around, but we need to hammer it out right for everyone in the off season. Yeah, it's going to be critical off season. We got Obi, salary situation. We got IQ. We got Hart now. Let's see. But obviously Fournier, I think, is a goner. His salary comes off. We can decline the team option. It's a team option for Evan. So a lot of people talk about Evan has another year on his deal. It's a team option. So I ain't even talking about it like that. Like Evan has another year. We can pick up the option and trade him if we need the extra salary in a superstar deal, or we can decline the team option and he's out of here. And with Derrick Rose, we know of course 14 milli coming off the books as well, which is great. So that's going to be good. The New York Knicks are going to free up maybe 30, 35 milli in salary, and we'll use a little bit to maybe re-sign Hart and re-sign IQ to a solid figure. Let's see, because yeah, that's a big core, a big eight for this club, in my opinion. Now, when you got Grimes and you got RJ in the starting unit, you've got your sixth and seventh starters in IQ and Hart. We can really go make some noise in the playoffs. I think with this squad out here, and led by our big guns, ladies and gentlemen, doing big things this season. Julius Randle, an all-star. Jalen Brunson, a deserving all-star, but missed out. But Brunson's been on an absolute tear recently. We got Julius Randle on 17 30-point games this season, and Brunson is now up to 15. Ladies and gentlemen, joining a Knicks League company. The franchise record from Pat Ewing is 36, and we have 23 games remaining. Ladies and gentlemen, give me your opinions on this thing. How close can these guys get? How many 30-piece games will they finish with? Patrick Ewing, franchise leader, 36. Ed Julius Randle is now up to 17, and Brunson up to 15, with 23 games remaining. I think there's a clear opportunity for both to get to 25 plus, the way they're going, man. It seems like every other game, they've got a 30-point game. The way the offense is tailored, they're going to get their shots, they're going to get their buckets. We have a 25 season from Melo and a 31 season from Melo. We have a 22 season from Stat, Amari Stoudemire as well. I think both of them could surpass Amari's 2010 season. It's looking like it for me. Yeah, great question, man, Admiral. What's going to happen when Mitch returns? Hartenstein's been playing great. Sims is the starting big man. So that's a real good headache in a way, in terms of like, I would have to maybe assume Sims does lose minutes, which is kind of funny because he is starting, but they like to keep Hart off the bench still, and they like to bring in Mitch, of course, as the starting big man. Now Sims tonight, his numbers show that he probably will get replaced. In 24 minutes, one field goal, 7 boards, 2 offensive, a turnover, 2 fouls, minus 11, 2 points. So yeah, in 24 minutes, he rebounded okay, not great, but okay, but no offensive production at all. One field goal. So yeah, I'm gonna have to tell you it's gonna be Sims. Yeah, it's gonna be Sims, but it's unfortunate. 'Cause, man, that young man is really holding us down. What's good, Drew? Drew reviews, music, salute. Appreciate you. Big win. Yep, we're on the road to the playoffs, no doubt about it. Even Knicks haters, Knicks media, pundits, national media saying that top 6 spot is most likely a lock now for the New York Knicks as well. We're looking up though, we're only 2 games off 5th and a half a game off 6th right now, with the Heat losing, the Hawks lost, and the Pacers lost as well. So Toronto's making a mini run. The Wizards making a mini run. I do think they probably get the 9th and 10th spot. I think the Bulls probably miss out on everything, which is crazy to think. They didn't make no moves in the off season, did the Bulls, in the trade deadline, I mean. And the Raptors are now only just 4 games under 500. So yeah, the Raptors are stringing together some wins. They didn't sell no one off. So I think the Raptors are going to pull off some wins. The Wizards are solid with Beal, KP, and Kuz. In 9th or 8th, we got the Hawks at 500, 29 and 29. So, I mean, we are a clear 2.5 games in 7th seed right now. We're not really facing no pressure from the 8th spot right now, with 5 games over 500 and the Hawks at 500. But we're looking up to the Heat now, just half a game out from the Heat in 6th and 2 games out from 5th right now. And you would expect the Brooklyn Nets to be, they'll pull off some nice gritty wins, but they're gonna start losing in volume, I think, soon. Now they're uh, now they're 33 and 24. Crazy to think they're 9 games over 500, but yeah, they'll start to slide, no doubt, no doubt about it. Yeah, it's a prime opportunity for the Knicks to get in as the Heat and the Nets are regressing. You said it. Yep. And let's close this stretch out with a nice win against ATL, like you said. E. Gibson, salute. Um, Hart's looking like a great addition. He was a plus 25, 28 minutes, and he had 27 points. Yep, definitely. And I think he's exactly what this team needed. He's already a fan favorite. He's already been a coach favorite. So there's not going to be no dysfunction with minutes being taken, things like that. But with the RJ thing, I'm not going to stir up no controversy. I just think it's going to be healthy competition for the club. But yeah, RJ's minutes are in trouble. Like there's no doubt about it. You know, Josh Hart comes in here. He's a solid NBA starter. You know, he was starting on the Portland Trailblazers. He's 27 years old. He's a veteran. Um, RJ Barrett obviously got more development in him, 22 years of age. But for right now, RJ will keep his starting spot. I would feel like Grimes might be more likely to lose the starting spot. But closing games out is where it's going to be really interesting. Real interesting, man. Um, RJ Barrett closing games out, he might be losing those minutes. Absolutely. Um, some turnovers costly tonight, and that cost him his minutes. With that, Josh Hart's that kind of guy you want on the floor as well. You want a guy in a deep playoff run or down the stretch situation where he can pull out those gritty turnovers, the steals, hustle plays as well, defend well as well. So, I mean, it ain't even a competition. If I'm looking at RJ Barrett's defense, Josh Hart's defense, right, it's not even a conversation right now. Josh Hart can give us the kind of scoring tonight that RJ Barrett's given us as well. So, but yeah, like I said, it's most likely Quentin Grimes that's going to miss out with that situation with Buzzer. Yeah, I think RJ's closing minutes are in trouble. What do you think? Maybe in the summer, RJ's overall spot on this team gets a question as well, for a bigger upgrade. I've always been saying this team's all about upgrades. Whilst the fan base loves certain players and they should. We're fans, we love our guys, but the team and the front office, they operate like this is a business. Eh, Do you do you just, if you're making $1 million a year in your business, do you just settle for that if you know that you can make $5 million a year? You're always looking to improve. You're always looking to get better. Wiz will be, Wiz, if anything, will be that last play-in team. Losing Hachimura is bigger than most realize. Yeah, that's interesting too. Also, Will Barton, I think, got bought out too. We'll talk about that tonight. Who would you guys like to add, if anything, with our two roster spots up for grabs? Do you think that we should sit tight for now? Sit tight, see who's out there. And for anybody that doesn't know, you could sign contracts right up until the last few weeks of the season. Right before the playoffs begin, you could finalize your roster. So we're under no rush right now. We can wait. It would be nice to get that top 6 seed and miss the play-in if possible. Need to start winning at home to make that possible. Yep, fam, we'll look at that road ahead in a second. But yeah, it's definitely a situation. I think, yeah, with the Nets going to bottom out, I think that's going to help the Knicks a lot. Get that playoff spot, get more playoff experience. We could evaluate further. I know some people want to go into the draft and feel like the Knicks will just be a first round out. That might well happen, but there's also some positives to make the playoffs. You get to see what you've got in Brunson and Randall and that pairing. What do they do in the playoffs? You get to look at RJ Barrett in the playoffs, further evaluate whether he's a part of your future. You get to see what Grimes looks like, quickly look like in the playoffs, ahead of a contract extension, etc. Yeah, Queens. I just hope Tibbs also doesn't run Hart into the ground. Um, but on the positive side of things, Hart's presence might allow Tibbs to not run Brunson and Randall into the ground. What I mean by that is like guys they can sit longer with Quickly and Hart on the floor and RJ and Grimes, and we can get the offense still going, or some defense and offense going, so that the game doesn't turn on its head. So yeah, so that Brunson can sit longer as well. I think that's key. We all know we got to protect Brunson down the stretch. Brunson is this team's closer, and that won't change in the playoffs. I don't think. I could see this happening too, man. He's becoming a fan favorite, I think already. He knows what he's up to when he chose number three. Man, he heart won my heart when he chose number three. That's one of my favorite all-time New York Knicks. Um, Not just for the player, but for the hustle, what he stood for, what John Starks represents for the New York Knicks franchise. Coming from humble beginnings, coming from taking his opportunities in New York, and then becoming an all-star. The poster dunk, taking it to Jordan, all of that stuff. That's that's exactly what Josh Hart's kind of bringing with that thing. He's not always pretty, but he's going to be gritty, as they say. Um, and like I said, we can't get too disillusioned with Hart's offensive production tonight. There's going to be nights when he might only have 8 points, and he doesn't shoot well. He's not a he's not an offensive lights out guy, but he's just a great two-way player, and he's gonna be great for this club. He can hit his free throws. I mean, I'll take that. He can assist. I'll take that. He can rebound. I'll take that all day. Um, and he defends for first and foremost. Plus 25 tonight as well. He's going to get steals. First game, 5 steals. We might see a game where Hart gets you 7 steals tonight. Let's hope. Let's wait. Let's see. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it could be that Starks 2.0 right now. Yeah, great call. Um, yeah, it's all about protecting though the Knicks' two biggest guns. As we wait to add a big three, a third star, to this team, and whoever that could be. But Randall and Brunson are having a crazy season so far. They're going to continue to put up their points. Like they're going to get it with Grimes, with Quickly, and with Hart able to, and McBride and Mitch able to hold this club down defensively. That's going to protect Randall and Brunson to continue to put up their buckets, I think. And again, we saw another masterclass, an undersized, shooting guard in a point guard's body, Jalen Brunson, right? It's crazy what he's doing right now. I just got to sit back and admire what kind of offensive weapon he is, right? How underrated is Jalen Brunson? You guys tell me. No one saw this coming. I mean, I don't care if you're the biggest diehard fan in the world, right? Anyone that tells you that they saw this coming is lying out their teeth, I think, right now. He's getting 40-piece games like it's nobody's business. And I looked up this stat this week as well. So, yeah, Jalen Brunson now has 18 career 30-point games only, and 15 of them are with the New York Knicks. So, do the math. With Dallas, Brunson only had three 30-point games in all of his years with Dallas, just three 30-point games. The second he becomes a New York Knick, and it's 15 30-point games in less than a season. So, talk about signing a guy that was ready to break out. Like the New York Knicks knew that. I knew that when I saw him in the playoffs, but obviously the Dallas Mavericks missed the train. They didn't see that coming. Yeah, exactly like you said, took it out of my mouth. He's getting better every game, ascending, getting more comfortable, right? I mean, he doesn't even look the part, but he is the part. Talk about flashy plays. He crossed dudes up tonight as well. So he's a real New York point guard as well. He would fit like a glove down in Rucker, playing with some of the moves Brunson got as well. So yeah, it's time to get rid of that narrative that Brunson ain't it, right? He is it right now. He belongs on any team. Yeah, he's carrying this team this year as well, together with Randall's crazy season. Could Brunson catch Randall? What are your thoughts on that? Um, it'd be funny if they both end up on the same amount of 30-point games. Perhaps they both get to 30. They both get to 25 each, 30-point games. Let's see. Um, but there ain't nothing like blowing out the nets. Let's keep it a buck. It's been way too long right now. It's bittersweet that there was no KD, there was no Kyrie. But, I mean, we beat who we needed to beat in front of us now. And we got our upgrade at the trade deadline. The goals are there now to make the playoffs, see how far we could go. And the East is opening up, ladies and gentlemen, as we pull up the road ahead. And we'll look at the box score as well. The game's coming up on screen now. We got ATL on Wednesday. Then we got the break where we're off for like 8 days. It's going to be great. And I think the biggest guys are going to benefit will be, Randall too. He'll clear his mind. He'll get out of New York. He'll enjoy the All-Star experience again for the second time with his family, with his son, with his other child as well. And he's going to just relax and have some fun. That's what it's all about. Have some fun at the All-Star break. Now, Jalen Brunson, on the other hand, is going to be thinking, okay, I'm going to be getting my rest, but I'm going to come out in this final stretch and take it to these teams. Make them embarrassed that they overlook me as an All-Star. Tonight those selectors or whoever should be embarrassed right now. That it is what it is, man. I don't see anyone in the league putting up 40-piece games on the regular that's missing out on an all-star spot. You know, you guys tell me if there is one. I don't know who it is, but with the consistency that Brunson's doing it, I'm just really proud that he's a Nick right now and in his prime. Like even like Queen said, you know, you know, furthering getting into his prime even at just 27 years old. So he's taking care of biz. Um, Usually when the New York Knicks win the fast break points, we usually win the game because we hardly ever win fast break points. Points in the paint, we will almost always win if we win the game. And turnovers though, we had less turnovers tonight than our opponents. 8 turnovers to 10, which was nice. Taking care of the ball. I mentioned Julius only had 1 turnover. Brunson only had or three. That's not too bad. Grimes with one, and Barrett had 3 turnovers. Did Barrett? Hartenstein had 2 turnovers. Josh Hart, Emmanuel quickly had 0 turnovers, which was beautiful to see as well. Um, Now Obi Toppin, 16 minutes tonight off the bench, 2 points. He only had 4 shot attempts. So I'd like Hart and quickly to look for Obi a lot more. Obi's here now. He's here, and we need to either try to boost his trade stock, or continue to develop him more. Do a better job at that. When he's out there, 16 minutes is enough to get up more than 4 shots. Like that's not a lot from an offensive minded big man. So I'd love the Knicks to get Obi some more shots. There was a video that went viral that RJ Barrett was missing Obi, and Obi looked frustrated. He did look frustrated just in that moment, because he was overlooked with that situation. Um, but yeah, Obi's going to continue to keep his spot in the rotation, I feel. What's going to happen if Mitch returns? I do think obviously Jericho Sims is going to miss out, and it does look like that Deuce McBride is missing out on rotation minutes now, going to situational. So I think that's going to be our rotation from now. 9 man still. I think it's going to be Sims out and McBride out when Mitch is back, and it's going to be quickly Josh Hart, Obi, and an iHeart off the bench. Yeah, with a lot of situationals, but Deuce McBride's got plenty of development. This year he will be needed again if there's an injury, there's foul trouble. He's still going to be in the thick of the conversations, but I think for now, I think he's going to be situational. Is Deuce down this playoff stretch? Um, we'll give out our grades now, and I think we could give Brunson. That's an A plus right there, an absolute masterclass. 5 assists as well, and 40 points. So he did a little bit of everything. But I've just noticed he only shot 4 of 8 from the line. So he only shot 50% from the line tonight. Let that sink in. He would have had 44, 43 points, which would have been even better. But, that's unlike Brunson, but he was probably tired. He's probably gassed. It's funny, he shot better from the three than he did from the line. 6 of 9 from 3-point land and 15 of 21 from the field in 36 minutes. So yeah, that's A plus plus with that. What's good, Ramsey? Salute. Exactly, I agree. Knicks needed players with that attitude. Josh is one of them. Yep. Talk about protecting the garden. We need that attitude right there. Yet no one that's going to come in now and try to punk us. I think we got dudes that can check guys now. Hart, one of them, quickly defends really well. We need that dog to come out of RJ and to come out of Grimes as well on the defensive side. I think more often. And I think we could be an excellent defensive club, especially with Mitch out there. What's good, David? Yep, tonight we took care of business in our house. That's right. Took care of biz. We're just 2 games off the nets now. Let that sink in 5th spot. So let's get it. Brunson A++. I'll give Randall a solid A tonight. Again, he rebounded, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal and a block, plus 14, 18 points, played his role. I'll give Jericho Sims, who struggled tonight, I'll give him a C minus, or C minus. Just 1 field goal, 7 rebounds, minus 11, 2 points. RJ Barrett tonight lost out his minutes closing out, had 3 turnovers. That's why Tom Thibodeau took him out the game. And he didn't really have it going offensively, but he only shot 8 times. So he wasn't struggling offensively a heap. But I think those turnovers, he just decided to go with the hotter hand tonight. Minus 7, 4 points was RJ, and just 1 rebound. So that's an area. Assists 0 and 1 rebound. Forget about all the scoring and the turnovers and all of that. With RJ Barrett, you got to try to flesh out more of his game. And 1 rebound and 0 assists tonight from RJ. So yeah, he's forcing it a lot. Like at times he is. Yeah, I got to give RJ Barrett a C for tonight. Q Dot only got 22 minutes too. So that's another preview with Josh Hart taking more of Q Dot's minutes. He was 2 of 5 from attempts and 2 of 4 from 3, which was great. And 2 of 2 from the line. Minus 3, 8 points with a steal and 3 rebounds. So I'll give Quentin a C. I'll give him a C plus for tonight. Cormega, let's go. Salute. Giving out our grades to the starters. We'll look at the bench and this road ahead. The streets are buzzing. New York is buzzing. Smashing that like button. Just one more game till the All-Star buzz hits. Like David says, Hawks next. Wiz next. No next player to lose 5-game winning streak. Yeah, let's ride this wave. Josh Hart gave us that upgrade. and we're going to continue to be tough to beat. Now, I think the New York Knicks will definitely finish in that fifth or sixth spot right now. We do have that playoff roster with two roster spots available too. I mentioned that. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I really feel like the New York Knicks would be wise to hold on to those open spots. I'll tell you why. What's good, Nick Yak? Leon, GM of the year, signing Brunson and trading for Josh Hart, who looks like he wants to keep up with Brunson, fighting through screens. Yep. Talk about, I think Leon for a GM of the year is a stretch, but making some nice moves. I'm with it. Defense looking better as well, like David says. Yeah, toughness, effort. It's amazing how better we look with a guy who just gives you hustle, just never-ending hustle. It's just great to see. Um, and like I said, there are going to be nights when he doesn't have it going offensively, but that's why we brought him here. He's a two-way player. Yeah, he's a guy who can play wing and guard bigger guys that can rebound like a small forward, a power forward does. I mean, Josh Hart ain't nowhere near as big as RJ. He's a better rebounder. He ain't nowhere near as big as Obi. He's a better rebounder than Obi as well. He could rebound as well as better than Grimes and as well as Randall can. You know, Randall with 10 rebounds tonight and 32 mins. Hart with 5 rebounds tonight. So yeah, he had a better rebounding game, but he brings 8 rebounds per game on average. Um, Now, speaking of the man, Josh Hart, right now, in just 2 games, you couldn't have written a better script for Josh Hart, and I really feel like he's just going to get more comfortable heading into this situation. He belongs as a New York Knick. Chose number 3 tonight, man. He almost took the game ball from Brunson, and I've got to give Hart an A tonight. His first A is a New York Knick from CT. In 28 minutes, he was 10 of 14. Crazy. 4 of 6 from 3. 3 of 4 from the line. Gets to the line. Dribble penetration. 5 rebounds, like I said. 2 assists, a steal, and 4 personal fouls. He gets into it. He's going to pick up fouls. But a plus 25, 27 points. You know, in a game that would normally become like Spencer Dinwiddie and Royce O'Neal trying to punk us. Tonight now we got more dogs like Josh Hart. So we're not going to let these role players punk us as often now with more of these guys willing to get chippy. Yeah. What's good, man? Nick Yak, I predicted 30-win team to 45 wins. Yeah, who else is playing over like us? Yeah, that we're definitely playing over. Yeah, over the. I predicted 45, so I think we're on track for what I predicted. But we'll talk about that more at the break. I'll be having more content coming through, man, throughout this All-Star break. Also, we'll post game live after the ATL game, and I'll be live on Friday night as well. Be joined by EJ and a guest. So look forward to that show Friday night. We'll enjoy the All-Star break this weekend. We'll relax a little, clear our mind, and get ready for this stretch, you know, for the rest of this season. It's going to be crazy right now. You know, could the New York Knicks get the 5th seed? I think it's looking very possible right now. Yeah, iHeart can just be that Swiss Army knife. You know, could protect guys like Brunson and Grimes and RJ at times from getting in foul trouble too. Like I said, Hart with his 4 fouls. Quickly only had 2 fouls tonight. Grimes only had 1 foul. With that said, so yeah, Hart's aggressiveness on defense can also allow those other guys to not pick up as many fouls. You know, Quickly and Grimes offensively. And yeah, Hart gets his A, and Quickly also in 28 minutes. Quickly, how could we forget about him? He continues to just be Mr. Consistency for this club. 4 of 9 from the field efficient. 2 of 3 from deep. So Great shot selection again from Quickly. Only three pointers, and gets to the line. He was 4 of 5 from the line, and pulled in 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 14 points. So playing like a true sixth man of the year, man. I give that man all the flowers he deserves with Emmanuel Quickly, because he is really playing like, honestly, he's playing like a six man of the year kind of guy. I mean, 5 assists, 14 points, 28 minutes, and 2 of 3 from deep, 4 of 9, and he rebounds, 5 rebounds from an undersized guard. Emmanuel Quickly is going to get paid, right? There's just no doubt about it in my eyes. So he's a part of this thing. The front office now loves IQ, and he's a big part of this thing. Now that six man of the year candidate, and he's just developed. He's taken a huge leap, in my opinion, this season. He's going to be maybe within the top 3 success stories of this season. Is Emmanuel Quickly. He went from an erratic, inconsistent kind of guy that no one knew who he was going to be. People thought, is he a point guard? Is he an inefficient, undersized shooting guard? Can he distribute? Is he shot selection like J.R. Smith? I mean, he's basically flipped a switch and answered all of the question marks I think that people had with IQ. With so many of his knocks now, it's like they're not even talked about no more, really. I mean, the only victim IQ really is being undersized. 6'3". If Quickly was Quentin Grimes' height, 6'5", with extra size, he's got strength. I think Emmanuel Quickly would be that crazy starting combo guard on a team right now. He's the Knicks' sixth starter, and deserving of a starting position. But he's just going to be that. He's going to be that dude off the bench, for us now. David says, together Grimes and RJ same years. To Josh, career years. We needed a vet in his prime. What's good, Stanley? We're simply incredible the way JB and Hart are playing. We clearly have a terrific rotation, and our defense will improve a great deal when Mitch returns. Yeah, you said it. You said it. Could be top 5 offense, top 5 defense. That could be the realistic aim when all said and done for this season, which is crazy. But the East is stronger than the West, and if we finish in the top 5 in the East, that generally means we're deserving of being a top 5, team, offensively, defensively. Hart adds a tremendous amount of everything that we need right now. If he continues to score consistently at this clip too, so that's something I'm watching, because in Portland I didn't watch a lot. I didn't know how much shots he gets. You got Dame, you had Anthony Simons, and you had Jeremy Grant. Off the bench, Hart's going to get more shots. He might average 14 points a game. He might average 15 points per game. That's a possibility. We know he's probably going to average 7 rebounds a game, 8 rebounds, if he gets the minutes. He's going to average three steals maybe. Like Nick Yak says, yeah, splashing tonight. He was splashing, man. Yeah, 4 of 6 from 3. That's what you expect out of Grimes and Barrett, really. That's starting shooting guard production, man. But yeah, I like the look, like I said, with IQ and Hart off the bench. I really think that can hold us down for big stretches where Brunson and Randall are off. That's been one of the Knicks' biggest issues throughout this whole season, that most of us know. We got leads and then we blew leads. So if we can sustain good leads with good play off the bench, then the New York Knicks are going to be hard to beat. We're going to be real hard to beat right now. Yeah, Quentin Grimes, look forward to seeing him in the Rising Star game, and Juju Randle in the All-Star game. Jericho Sims is going to be in the dunk contest. This weekend's going to be fun. It's going to be popping after the ATL game. We'll chop that up. And then Friday night, we'll be on live with EJ and a guest talking about the season, All-Star buzz, all of that good stuff. But yeah, it's come at a perfect time. The New York Knicks are now hitting fire with a 5-game win streak. For 5 games over 500 right now. We did our thing at the trade deadline. With the league got shaken up right now, I think the Phoenix Suns are looking like they're going to be a tough out in the West. The Brooklyn Nets, they blew that thing up. And Luka and Kyrie, the New York Knicks have the Dallas Mavericks draft pick. So all eyes are going to be on that. We traded our pick, protected for Josh Hart. It looks like we will make the playoffs. So that pick will go to the Portland Trailblazers, in my opinion. So it's key that we keep our draft pick with Dallas on draft night. For me, I think we need to draft a young talent still, and let's see where Dallas finish. That's going to be big right now. Knicks late game executions, right? Recent fails this season, with more guys that are tough on the floor late, like Josh Hart tonight. Does that improve the New York Knicks' ability to rebound and finish a possession out? Is going to be huge, I think, for this club. I think a lot of these bad losses down the stretch the Knicks had a lot to do with failure to win that hustle play, finish the possession off. A lot of the time it ended up in the team getting a back-breaking three, and that killed us. So we got more gamers now with Hart. Quickly can finish the game out. Quentin Grimes can finish games out. If Barrett's got it going, he'll finish the game out as well. So yeah, the Knicks got more options, which is great. And Randle and Brunson continue to be hot this season, right on their road to 30-point games. I predict they might both get to 25 30-point games right now. We got 23 games left, and Randle on 17, Brunson on 15. So that they're having an outstanding season in terms of individual accolade, I think, with that. And talk about his first 2 games as a New York Knick. Man, Josh Hart is winning hearts already with this situation. He's got the attitude as well. Forget about the play. He got the swagger. He got the right attitude. He feels like he wants to find a home. Tom Thibodeau, he knows this coach. It's basically the complete opposite of Cam. Cam knew the coach wasn't really for him, but Josh Hart knows he comes in now and he has a coach that wants to play him. So that's going to make him feel better about the situation. He's got Brunson here. He's got the New York Knicks fan base raving. He's got number 3 on his chest. So, man, let's see. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what else Josh Hart can do, in terms of this kind of production, man. And the Knicks are now 5 games over 500. Big win tonight at MSG. Now 32-27 on the season. We have daylight between us and the Hawks from 7 and 8 spot. We got 2.5 game daylight, and we're right on the Heat's tail, half a game back. The Heat lost tonight, which was great. The Hawks lost, and the Pacers lost. So a lot of things went the Knicks' way tonight, and I can't wait for the next Heat matchup. I think we haven't finished our season series against the Heat yet, so those games are going to be crazy. But I think both clubs now realistically are hunting the Nets in the 5th seed now. How far do the Brooklyn Nets drop? I think they're gonna catch them now. I think they're only 2 games back of the Nets in 5th seed. So yeah, the New York Knicks can smell blood with that situation, man. Shout out to the best chat in the biz, the best fan base on the streets. What time is the chat on Friday? Appreciate you we'll probably do around like maybe 8 or 9 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, with that situation, I got to look at the All-Star schedule as well because I want to make sure that everyone else can see that happen as well. I don't know if they're going to be doing any of the Rising Star or the dunk contest on Friday, but let's see. I will schedule the show in advance so everybody knows what time we'll be on. The issue is when there's games going on throughout the season, and with my schedule, I do schedule things as late notice sometimes. So I appreciate everyone's patience. But yeah, when the Knicks are having a break, I'll schedule the show in advance so that people know what's up. Yeah, we talked about that, and there's a lot more to see with RJ Barrett now potentially losing closing minutes. Let's see. Yeah, again, what what Tom Thibodeau values in Josh Hart. It's not no knock on RJ. It's RJ just got to pick up his game. You know, he's got to pick up his hustle plays. I think that's what's going to be big for RJ to get those closing minutes because Tom Thibodeau's all about winning, right? I don't think he's married to no player. He puts the guys on the floor that he really believes are going to help him win. Yeah. Who really cares if Hart starts if he closes playing the whole fourth? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like I said, he's the Knicks' sixth or seventh starter, basically. Um, I don't even look at Quickly or Hart like they're bench players. They just come off the bench, but they are starting quality players in this NBA, right? No doubt about it. I mean, look how many moribund franchises there are. Emmanuel Quickly could be a starting guard on so many teams. The way he's playing right now, I mean, man, just 28 minutes, efficiency 4 of 9, 2 of 3 from deep, 4 of 5 from the line, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 14 points, 22 plus 22. That's that's better production than a lot of starters in the league. So I'm putting a lot of respect on Quickly's name. He's coming off the bench, but yeah, he could easily steal a starter's minutes, I think. And he's Mr. Consistency now. So yeah, salute. 43, the number I picked is David. Salute, Jet Life, Jarvis, let's go. What did you guys think about the big win tonight? How you feeling about the new acquisition with Josh Hart coming in here? And he's really, really impressed me in these 2 games. Like, taking out all the hype and excitement I'm feeling. It's the little things I'm seeing that we're missing. Like tonight, he took a couple of layups coast to coast. A lot of the other players would pass it up or would struggle finishing as well. Hart can take that contact, and he finished in traffic as well. So that was nice. He's tough, basically. Yeah. For all our OGs out there, the New York Knicks fan base, we appreciate toughness. That's all. We want to see effort. We don't want to see a player dog it on defense, and that's why a lot of our leads evaporate. We were up like 14 points, start feeling ourselves, and the next thing it becomes 6 points, and then Randall and Brunson got to come back in again after sitting for 2 minutes. I mean, I think those 2 guys might be the most relieved. Maybe some dudes are fearing some of their minutes, and I don't even think Tom Thibodeau might be the most excited person about Hart. I think it might be Brunson and it might be Randall because they can sit for longer now. They can rest with Emmanuel Quickly and Hart off the floor, on the floor off the bench. Brunson and Randall can rest. Like Randall tonight, 32 minutes. That's perfect. Brunson played 36 minutes, and there was some garbage time. So, how you tell me how many close wins have the New York Knicks had where there was no garbage time? We couldn't afford that, man. We were just trying to pull out the dub. Now tonight Brunson could actually sit. So, a lot of guys had great games, but you got to point to Josh Hart, 27 points. We don't get that if Josh Hart's not on the team, right? Randall's probably playing 39 minutes tonight, and Brunson's probably playing 41 minutes tonight if Josh Hart's not here, giving us that production. So those two guys could be the most happy about this acquisition, man, as is the fan base out here absolutely buzzing, smashing that like button. We'll get ready to wrap this thing up. I've got a few things to sort out before the night is out, but no doubt we'll be back. Like I said, I cannot wait for this next game and this stretch coming through. This season's well and truly popping. Right now, the New York Knicks streets are buzzing. We've got ATL Wednesday night, Friday night, live stream with guest Mark Berman in the house. Mark Berman comes back, and it'll be good to get a nice conversation going with EJ, Mark, talk about the season and what's been going down. And let's get it, Knicks Nation. Be out here, taking care of business. We own New York now. All those fake Nets fans, get out of here. Right, this is our town. Salute to the best fan base in the streets and the best chat in the biz. You know what it is. Salute. See you soon.